Hey everybody, it's David and Brian with VMblog, and we're here live in Nashville, Tennessee at the IGEL Disrupt event.
We're here at the Gaylord Opryland Resort, and we'll be doing live video coverage of the event and talking with some of the IGEL partners in the end user computing space.
Make sure to check out our videos at the events.vmblog.com page.
We're here in Nashville, Tennessee at the IGEL Disrupt 2020 event, and I'm here with Brian from LoginVSI. How are you today?
I'm good.
Tell us a little bit about LoginVSI and how you fit into the EUC space.
Absolutely. So LoginVSI makes a solution suite of tools for managing and maximizing end user experience in large-scale virtual desktop and published application deployments.
So being that we're at an IGEL event, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the relationship between LoginVSI.
Yep, so IGEL, obviously endpoints at the edge, that's where the end users will sit. So our application will drive interactions from the IGEL endpoint into the stack and all the way back, which gives you basically an unparalleled level of monitoring that user experience end to end.
And with a lot of the new partnerships that have been developing, Microsoft being one of them, how are you guys working with that, like the WVD stuff?
Absolutely. So we were actually one of the original integration partners on release. So focusing on end user experience. So obviously we see it as a pretty significant strategic initiative inside of Microsoft. So it wouldn't make sense to not pay attention to that.
Right. I guess, do you guys have any new product announcements or like a roadmap for 2020 on what you're going to be doing?
Great question. So 2 weeks ago, actually, we announced that we have finally consolidated our product suite. So we had two separate products before. You have LoginVSI for load testing, capacity planning, right sizing, and you had LoginPI for monitoring the performance once you were in production. So we've actually taken those two applications and unified them under one single architecture now. So you can do the load testing and the monitoring from one centralized platform, and you get the benefit of a 21st century architecture, including RESTful API calls, integration with your various ITSM solutions and whatnot.
So I understand you have a demo that we can maybe take a look at?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what are we looking at?
So right now, you're seeing two things primarily. You have the dashboard in the background. The dashboard is going to give you either a 15, 30 minute or 1 hour incremental view at the production state of the environment, as well as show you if you have any tests running. Kind of picture in picture here, you have our virtual user running. So the virtual user is at the heart of our solution set, and what the virtual user does is it will interact with the environments in the ways that your end users will, and thereby we can measure all of those interactions to basically create a normal baseline, and then we can prescribe thresholds associated with that. So the moment that anything is outside of what would you consider normal, things become slow, we'll actually be able to define when that is, the frequency, and the trajectory in the future. So you'll see the radials, you see the virtual user here. We have charting where you can see the overall results for an extended period of time, for example, and it'll enable you to basically determine trends in latency data, login performance, and then the really unique thing about us is we'll go very deep into the application. So I'm showing you a variety of different applications that are being executed by this one particular virtual user that you were seeing before. We can actually select that application and look at those transactions on an hour, daily, weekly, or monthly basis to determine if there's trends, if things are getting progressively worse. So our idea is basically if the end users are experiencing issues, it's too late. So we want to be the first person to essentially discover that, right? Then we can wrap SLAs around those particular interactions, and you can send it right off to your stakeholders to say, yep, we're maintaining the performance that we had before, right? And then the latest iteration of the product, LoginPI was rebranded to Login Enterprise, really bringing together the two solution sets, as I was saying before. And now we have the ability to incrementally increase the volume of users into this particular deployment to find what the breaking points are. And what we've found has become even more relevant now is the fact that change is constantly happening in these environments. They're getting larger, the risk associated with making these changes becomes larger, the frequency becomes more frequent, and so we find that our customers really struggle with keeping up with that rate of change. And so with this basically 21st century modern architecture, you can run comparative tests against an individual VM, cluster of VMs and whatnot, and actually hover over the specific application interactions and determine by which percentage that those change, right? So if that's in pre-production, we can find out now that our epic application interactions from patient registry, walking through a doctor visit, printing out patient demographic, is now 50% slower than it was before, which actually lets us take, action against that before it rolls into production.
Right.
So,
well, that's great. Where can people go if they want to find out more information about LoginVSI and some of the products that you showed here?
Absolutely. So LoginVSI.com, we offer a free trial. We'll do managed POCs where we'll help our customers walk through the process of evaluating the software. And then I actually run the support team too. So if you have any technical questions about the software, happy to get someone to take care of that for you.
Great. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with VMblog.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this VMblog video from the IGEL Disrupt 2020 event in Nashville.
And if you did like it, please like the video below and also hit the subscribe button. We do a lot of events throughout the year covering IT, and if you want to stay up to date with us, and you're subscribed, you'll get notified when we post a new video. You can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter,
or VMblog.com or our events.vmblog.com page, which has all of our different events that we cover throughout the year.